Newman, Peter Racy here from Prue Park YouTube channel, and this afternoon we're going to interview Roy Emerson. There's about a day and unveiling of the statue, and in this YouTube I'm hoping to capture Roy's nerves, but also to give him the opportunity to talk about the parents, because obviously your character and your sense of humour obviously came from your parents, so I just wanted to give you the opportunity of telling us a little bit about your parents.
Well, I was very fortunate in having great parents. Roy, my dad, and Phyllis, my mother. They were dairy farmers not far from the Nakoo State School, where both my sisters, Hazel and Daphne, we all attended Nakoo State School. We lived on a dairy farm, and being on a dairy farm is a hard life. And
24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
Yes, well, you know, the cows want to be milked twice a day, you know, and thank goodness we didn't have to do it 3 times a day. But as they do in some of the places over in the States. But you know, my dad had to, during the Depression, to survive, because he didn't make a lot of money just selling cream to make butter. We had pigs on the farm and so forth, and so he offered his services to clear forests, and he did that with Kevin Allery and Alf Allery, 2 Blackbutt boys, and so that helped through the Depression. And we've had our fires, and fortunately my mother's brother had a Hereford stud farm not far away, and we were able to take all of our cows to his farm.
When the fires went through.
Until we got some more grass. And rain and water, it was like gold in Blackbutt. And you know, have some great fond memories. And our parents were we built our own tennis court on the property, as a lot of people did around the farms, because we couldn't leave and there was not much else to do. There wasn't television in those days, and in our home we just had the old wooden stove.
Who was the tennis player, your mum or your dad, or both?
Well, both played. Both my sisters played. And so it was, most of the farmers had clay courts, ant bed courts. And so that was our entertainment when we weren't rounding up cows and milking.
And the rail line, the Brisbane Valley Rail Line, it ran almost right through the middle of your dad's farm, didn't it?
Yes, and yeah, that was very nervous trying to get 80 odd cows across the railway line. And knowing that the train's going to be heading into Nakoo station, and that was my job to do that.
What age were you when you did that?
Well, I could ride a horse when I was fairly young. I had a horse that was called Titbits, that was a great horse, and sometimes I rounded the cows up by foot, you know, with the dogs. But getting them across that railway track was very interesting.
Because the grass was a bit greener, wasn't it?
Yes, and the cows would be, when we had some drought and there was a little bit more grass along the railway tracks, you know, then I'd have to be gathering them from either side of the railway tracks, you know, and trying to get them up to the milking shed.
And now there's actually a sign on the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail. How far away from where you've actually crossed is the sign? Is it sort of approximately where you used to cross, or is it sort of...
No, the crossing's a little bit further down. Where my sign is near the tennis courts.
Okay, yeah.
And so a couple of 100 yards further down around the corner is where we had to take the cows across.
And I mean, I'm a cyclist, so I mean, I've cycled past your father's farm and that sign at least 20 times.
Have you?
Yep.
Goodness.
Nearly a heart attack every time, but I've always managed to cycle past, cycle back.
So that's all the way from Ipswich to Yarraman?
No, my experience is basically starting at Blackbutt.
Blackbutt.
Yeah, and I cycle down or cycle up, and then full cycle up the hill. Yeah, so it's a great part of it. It's a beautiful part of the world, and it will be undoubtedly one of the, once the statue's unveiled, it'll just add another bit of dimension and depth to what will become one of the Australia's greatest cycling tourist attractions.
Well, I'm very honoured and indebted to all the community for the amount of work that they put in to have this statue there in Brisbane. And I can't believe that they've honoured me with a statue.
It'll live in perpetuity, and it will help the tourism industry in Blackbutt, and I'm sure help the tourism industry in the whole of the southeast Queensland.
Well, thank you. I hope it does.
And with that, we'll say good afternoon, and thank you.